Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Behind the Shades. It's your host, Terraine, and today we're going to talk about an interesting topic. We are going to talk about someone who says that they're not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend anymore. They're no longer going to be exclusive. For them to be exclusive with you, they will need for you to put a ring on it. All the single ladies, all the single ladies.
This may trigger some people, but this is just where I'm at and how I'm approaching dating at this stage in my life, especially as a single mom and someone who's really intentional with my energy. I've decided that I don't do the whole boyfriend, girlfriend thing anymore. To me, that language, guys, it feels a bit high school. I'm not interested in being anyone's girlfriend. What I'm interested in is being a wife. And for me, it doesn't make sense to give someone exclusive access to me unless there is a formal, tangible commitment, as in I am engaged or married.
So let's stop there for a minute and dissect this. So I can actually agree when it comes to titles, right? The more serious the title, engagement, marriage, and so on, in theory, the more serious the relationship. But here's where I have a problem with this. Is that we're setting the expectation for that the next person that comes along has to do a little bit more to get access to me than the previous person. How do I know that? She mentioned she's a single mother. Further research shows that she had the child before she was married because she was engaged and the marriage and the engagement was called off. So look at it like this. If someone came to you and they were to buy something, your cell phone, iPhone, and they wanted to sell it to Johnny for $15. Johnny's like, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. And then they sell it to Johnny for $13. But after a while, Johnny's like, you know what? I don't want this phone anymore. He returns the iPhone a couple months later. That same iPhone that you sold to Johnny for $13 after he brought down the price from 15, now you want to sell it to Chris for 20. Is that fair? That's the way it's being perceived. Because one of the most beautiful gifts you can ever give to someone is the gift of creating a child. That child takes the best of both parents and comes together, and here is life. If you decided to have a child with someone, the expectation is that there was some seriousness to that relationship. If it didn't stand the test of time and it ended before you locked in and were married, then that's a reflection on the two people involved. And that's something that they both have to resolve within themselves before they can resolve it with other people. Now, if someone else comes along now and they want to be with you and you're telling them that for them to be exclusive with you, which you were previously exclusive with your other relationship, which hasn't worked out, you have to offer them a ring, which the other person didn't offer, to not only get it in your bedroom, have you as their partner, but also to bear their child. Does that seem right? But wait, there's more.
Think about it. When you go to a doctor's office and you fill out a form, you only ever see 4 options: single, married, divorced, or widowed. That's it. There is no girlfriend or boyfriend box. That's not even a real status. So until I am engaged or married, I consider myself single. Not in a careless way, but in a conscious and empowered way. Because here's the thing. I don't believe that men need exclusivity in order to get to know me or in order to decide if I'm the woman that they want to build a life with, and vice versa. And I'm not going to play house or cut myself off from potential options while they figure out if I'm the one or not. That just really doesn't make sense to me. And to be clear, that does not mean that I'm sleeping around or being reckless. I'm incredibly intentional with my energy, my time, and my body. For me, it's very simple. Dating is dating. And unless there is a ring on my finger, I reserve the right to stay open and sovereign in my decisions.
If you're not being exclusive to one person, the expectation is that you're available to everybody. Because if you weren't available to everybody, what would be the point in saying that you don't need to be exclusive to get to know the person? Like what is the gray area at this point? right? So that's what we have to understand. If you're telling someone that I don't have to be exclusive to you for you to get to know me, then you're implying, and it is implied, that the expectation is that you're available to everyone else. Because to your point, if someone else better fitted or better comes along, you'd want to go with that person and vice versa. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. Let's say, for example, you think the person that you're with is a good fit for you. And because you've opened up the playing field to every opposing team in the sports league, who's to stop the bat boy or bat girl from sliding into the clubhouse and taking that away from you? How can you build with someone when in the back of your mind you know that they can leave you for someone else? And if that's the case, when you get married, tell me where the switch is located on that body where you can just turn that off. So a ring turns off your ability to go with someone else, but before the ring, it doesn't? How can you just turn that on and off just over a few words like I do? It's either you're loyal and exclusive from the beginning or you're not. And if you're telling the person you're not going to be, how do they know that at the first sign of conflict, you won't go back to that other person because you don't deem this relationship and its status to be what you think it is?